What up, y'all? So I'm just gonna make this stupidly short and super quick. I might extend it a little bit, I don't know. Like I told you in my live stream on Facebook, you don't get to take what ain't yours and not have repercussions. That ain't how reality works. You don't get to steal my work and get away with it like that. That's not how the world works, homeboy. Because first off, you got up with this fake ass letter that you had William Gloryhole and all them produce, which a fake letter from Nintendo, which I will be contacting. That's a fucking lie, you dumb hooker.
Well, my friends, good to see you back here in the swamp at 339 for another episode. Unfortunately, looking at the Raxenings around good old Cyrax. You know, recently Cyrax has had some new friends. He's had some new people out there giving him some trouble, poking and prodding the little cow. And in my recent absence, a lot of freakouts have gone down. A lot of them at the hands of a new character here in the story named JohnJohn. Seemingly coming out of nowhere claiming to be Marty's brother-in-law, he has been getting under the skin of good old Cyrax. And you know, Uncle Swampy D loves to see a good old uncomfortable goblin. So let's check out this weird obsession he has with JohnJohn.
Nintendo branch in Japan, and speaking with the owner, the actual president and CEO himself of Nintendo, not of the US branch, but of the world, the main one in Japan. I am going to be talking to him because what you're doing is fucking bullshit. You are literally sitting there committing federal crimes, my dude. You are literally committing federal crimes. First, right now, you're facing 5 federal charges with this fucking letter. And now you pretended to have the fucking president of the US branch of Nintendo on your stream? That's a load of horse shit. It's all somebody that you guys fucking paid to have up there to pretend to be the president of the US branch, and that ain't how it works.
So of course, as we saw in the last video, Cyrax got this really legitimate letter in the mail from Nintendo, and he totally figured it out. It took him only a decade to start figuring out some trolling, but he figured it out. He's like, look, the addresses don't match, boys, but you know what I'm gonna do next? I'm gonna call the goddamn people. I'm gonna call the Japanese ones. I'm gonna call the Korean ones. I'm gonna call the American ones. We're gonna get this figured out, boys. And as you can be assured, he did none of that. He did not make any of those calls. I can almost guarantee you it. But he's gonna continue to threaten like he has. And of course, everything's federally illegal, bitch! Because Cyrax just can't understand that just because you don't like something doesn't make it federally illegal. Not everything's a felony in life, buddy. But if anybody in this whole storyline, throughout all of these 125 videos, whatever the hell it is at this point, the only real felon here is you.
Because unlike you guys, I'm doing shit the legal way, motherfuckers. And I know what you're probably thinking in that tiny little small pea brain of yours. Well, fuck the legal way. The legal way is never the right way. Just blah, blah, blah. Fuck the government. So now tomorrow morning, well, this morning, I have to call up the proper people and let them know what you've been doing and explain to them the whole situation. Have them coordinate with Facebook. Have them coordinate with YouTube to have you shut down. And if you don't think that Nintendo has good ties with Facebook and YouTube, you're very fucking wrong.
A story as old as man itself is going to be Cyrax claiming that he has somebody coordinating with somebody else to get you taken off the internet, bitch. And we all know that's definitely not going to happen. I mean, shoot, look how long William Gloryhole, N-Word Boy, and every other character that has been trolling him throughout the years has actually been doing it for. Look at how long their platforms have lasted, and look at how long any of Cyrax's channels have lasted. Cyrax at best has a month with a channel channel. These guys have had theirs for years. So if somebody was really doing something wrong, who do you think it was? The people that have had their platforms for years on end, or the guy that can't keep one for more than a month? I don't know. I'll let you decide.
This whole thing with these guys named John and William, these guys are literal thieves. And if you guys don't know the backstory of what's going on, allow me to explain it to you guys. That way y'all have a good idea of. They see back in 2012, I did some artwork that I posted up, not thinking anything of it, just regular artwork. Well, a couple weeks ago, I was browsing through my old Facebook that I no longer have access to thanks to Music Biz Marty and the troll community. Anyways, I was browsing through my photo album, came across some of my old artwork, and I came across the characters that I would actually turn into the Shadow Kai characters, essentially. And I narrowed it down to like 1 or 2 characters, but then I just narrowed it down to the one, which is the main one, which is Soluna, which is actually my profile picture, ironically. This could be something, just out of random. I took it, ran the image through ChatGPT or Gemini. I can't remember which I used one. I can't remember if it was Gemini or ChatGPT, but either way, I ran it through one of them, told it to make into an anime version, and I absolutely love, the way it turned out. I was like, yo, this is actually dope.
Just like I said in the last episode, it is unfortunate to see Cyrax being so candid and open about his use of AI when it comes to anything artistic, whether it be art, whether it be music, whether it be literally anything he has ever done in the past 2 years on this website. It's all pretty much AI driven. It's a wonder that he hasn't figured out how to use AI to do his shitty little vocal covers yet. But it's coming, I'm telling you, the moment he figures it out, it will be AI. And he has no shame in it, which is absolutely diabolical. The biggest enemy of any creative mind is definitely this AI BS. But I digress. Clearly, he seems to think that means he owns everything, because in reality, he doesn't. It's gonna be a real hard fight in court when you're talking about, look at all my AI stuff, they're taking my AI stuff. I mean, you didn't make it. All you did was tell a machine to basically rip shit from across the internet and put it together into one. Hardly you doing anything, Cyrax. And don't take this as Uncle Swampy D being some bastion, some virtue signaling weirdo being like, AI is bad. Use AI for whatever the hell you want. I could give a shit less, but when you're a PDF weirdo, constantly lying and trying to take credit for things you clearly didn't create, I might have a little bit of a different opinion.
He's literally been trying to lay claim to it. Because this guy is from my understanding, this guy's actually a well-known art thief, from what I've seen. And just from the info that I've gathered, this guy is literally a well-known art thief.
You serious?
And this guy's trying to steal my shit. And because I'm not letting it happen and I'm fighting back, he decided to report me on Facebook and get me banned for a week. And let me show you how far this motherfucker took it. He even went as far as creating a fake cease and desist letter right here, which I have, where he's pretending to be Nintendo. Now, I spoke with Nintendo personally.
So that was a fucking lie.
I spoke with Nintendo personally. And needless to say, this dude right now currently is sitting on 5 different federal charges for the letter alone. And then today, when I went to confront him with one of my best friends, who's basically like my little brother, because I've known this kid for pretty much my entire life, when me and him went to go confront this guy, he had somebody out there pretending to be the president of the US branch of Nintendo. And because I'm not the one that can press the charges, man, Nintendo has to be the one to do it. Which is why first thing tomorrow morning, I'm gonna be calling up Nintendo support. I'm gonna be explaining to them what this guy has done before and what he is currently trying to do. And I'm going to express that charges need to be pressed against this guy.
It's the pot truly calling the kettle black here, with Cyrax saying anybody is a prolific art thief, knowing that you are quite literally very known for doing that exact thing. Stealing songs, stealing art, trying to sell it as your own. Absolutely devious. Why can't Cyrax just call people guys or men or homies or whatever? I've known this kid my whole life. Like, then he's not a kid, bro. You're 35 years old. What the hell? Cyrax constantly catches himself in his own lies. He already said he talked to all these people. He was coordinating with all of them. But now, suddenly, first thing in the morning, he's gonna call him after he just threw all these threats out there. And I'm sure calling customer service is totally gonna be where you go for any legal claims. times, that's definitely the right way to go about this. It's not like you should probably hire an attorney yourself and have them reach out, but hey, who knows? Cyraxx is the one with 200 IQ here.
The dude who keeps on trying to steal my shit, sitting there reporting my Facebook ain't gonna help you. Sitting there doing all this dumb shit is not gonna fucking help you, dude, at all. It ain't gonna help you one single fucking bit, dog. You sitting there reporting my shit, trying to get me banned from Facebook, it's not going to help you succeed in stealing my work. It's not gonna happen. Like, you all sit there and say, oh, I always shut a good boy. No, the fuck you don't, dude. And I have proven this a million times over. I have proven this so many times that I don't need or should have to prove it any fucking more.
Cyraxx, you are a known pathological liar. You are going to have to prove everything tenfold more than anybody else on the internet because nothing you say has ever turned out to be true. Your hollow, baseless claims, your see-through, transparent threats are nothing more than just that. Just a waste of words coming out of that snaggletooth little mouth of yours. So of course, the rants about JohnJohn would not end there. This new obsession, this new crush, if you will only grow into something more annoying by the day. So we're gonna check out another time where recently Cyraxx is calling John out.
This video is for Marty's brother John, who's been harassing me on stream and by phone for the last few weeks. You know, you think you're scary, but you're just not. You think you're a scary motherfucker, but you're not. You know what you're doing when you're leaving me those voicemails? You wanna know what you're doing by leaving me those voicemails from an unknown number, Johnny boy? You're making yourself look like a fucking moron. You're trying so hard to be a villain that you're failing. Matter of fact, I want y'all to hear what this guy sounds like. We're gonna go here and we're gonna go to unknown number. Like, this guy's literally trying to be scary and he's not. You guys hear how the fucker really sounds? You're trying to be scary, homeboy, and well, guess what? You're not scary, dude.
You gotta love how Cyraxx has this whole long convoluted video saying, haha, let's make fun of how this guy sounds, and then he never actually plays the phone call. So there's that. But yeah, Cyraxx, I don't know. He's trying to act scary, sitting in the dark. We all know it's just he's trying to hide those scabbies on his head. Calling out JohnJohn, and he's gonna continue to do more in this video, so let's get right back into it.
So like I said, John, if you think that I'm gonna entertain your little bullshit, and if you think that you're being scary, you're really not. You only think you are, but really you're not being scary at all. Anyways, Johnny, have fun playing pretend in Fantasyland, while the rest of us are living over here in reality. See you, Johnny boy, have fun in Fantasyland. Oh, and by the way, if you're gonna try to scare me with a voicemail, do better.
And of course you would think, finally, okay, Cyraxx is calling this feud quits. He's gonna move on, he's gonna cry about something else. Nope. The next video he puts out is once again another JohnJohn call out. And this time, you bet your sweet ass he's not only gonna repeat everything he's already said, but he's gonna add more lies to it, like we haven't been here watching the entire time. It truly is so amusing to think that Cyraxx thinks we're all just gonna suddenly forget what happened over the last couple of years, let alone the last couple of days. But we all know, since his mind is so absolutely deluded and he can't remember anything longer than 15 minutes in the past, he thinks all of us are on that same wavelength. But surprise, Cyraxx, we all remember.
And this message is for Marty's brother John and William Glory Hole. Sit here and you normalize trolling like it's okay. Trolling like you guys do, not normal. You know, the only reason why you guys want to shut me the fuck up is for one reason and one reason only. Because you know, every time I get on the mic, I tell the fucking truth and I tell it like it is. That's why. See, unlike you, I actually tell the fucking truth. Matter of fact, John, I caught you slipping on your fucking live stream the other day, boy. When you had that fake former president of Nintendo up on your shit. You didn't think I didn't catch what you said when I called you out on wanting me to be homeless? Let me tell you right, it ain't gonna fucking work.
Oh no, Cyraxx, quit playing these games. We all know that you are the biggest liar on the internet, and definitely the most prolific liar on YouTube. Not only is every word you say absolutely wrong, false, and not true, but it's all just made up, a complete fallacy, something that never even even happened. You wouldn't know how to tell the truth if the truth shoved a pole up your booty, which you seem to enjoy so much, like you tried to force upon good old blind Billy. We didn't forget that either, Cyrax. You wouldn't know the truth if it came and choked you out, just like you did to good old Sally back in 2012. No, we did not forget. You truly wouldn't know what honesty was even if it took a bedbug jug and slapped you across the head with it. We didn't forget that either, Cyrax. Open up those closet doors.
I took it upon myself and I did the right thing and I reported your ass to Nintendo.
I was lying.
Again. And I gave them all the motherfucking details on you and on William because William is your accomplice. Because William was involved, he is your accomplice, which makes him just as guilty as you. Oh, and don't worry, I already sent them a copy of the letter.
Nobody cares.
As well as the original, so they have two different forms of it. I sent them a copy by email, and the physical one's already there. I sent that shit out on Friday when they asked for it.
I don't know about you guys, but I totally believe Cyrax sent out a physical version and an email of this after contacting support. I'm sure that that's how this whole thing is going to work and go down. And even if he did send these things, I highly doubt we'd ever see a response. Why would we? This is a big nothing burger. To them, they're gonna see this and just think it's just some weird kids online beefing with each other. Obviously, Nintendo has more pressing things to worry about, but I did mention in my last video that they're definitely the type of company to send cease and desist. They will take down your fan-made games. They are very prolific for doing so, but obviously, this is just meant to bother good old Chansey Poo, and he's so regarded that he can't see that he's being trolled into looking like an even bigger idiot. But trust Cyrax when he says he's 10 steps ahead.
And like I told you, William and John, you guys keep this shit up like you're doing, y'all are gonna end up in some hot-ass motherfucking water that you ain't gonna be able to get out of, man. We need to stop normalizing trolling.
Wrong.
Like, seriously. It ain't funny.
Wrong.
It ruins innocent people's lives. Now, guys like, oh, I don't know, like Christian.
What?
Christian deserves to be trolled. I do not. Daniel Larson don't really deserve to be trolled either. I also understand why y'all do it to him because he is a bit of a psychopath. But for real though, man, this bullshit needs to stop.
Why would we need to stop trolling, Chansey? What do you mean? This is the greatest content on YouTube. This is the greatest, most diabolical series that has ever graced the presence of YouTube. Why would we stop? And Cyrax, you're doing exactly what people hate about you. The same thing that gets you trolled time and time again. You can't just say, no, everybody should stop trolling. No. You try to deflect and get them to go after Christian, Daniel Larson, all these other people. And Cyrax, that's not very kind of you. That's not very big of you as a man, or a goblin, I guess we should say. But I guess none of us should be surprised. You can't bear any weight on your shoulders as a man because you have no shoulders. I think we actually figured it out, boys. Courage, wisdom, perseverance, all comes from the shoulders.
If I catch you pretending to be a company or running under a company, I'm gonna report you to that company and let them know what's going on so that they can take legal action against you. Like I told you, John and William, I'm done playing your games. I'm done. That little getting your website to shut down thing, that was just a warning shot. Now you're gonna have to deal with Nintendo for a long time because they're gonna be legally coming after you. Because I've spoken with everybody up at Nintendo. I've spoken with their support team. That's a fucking lie. The current president. I've spoken to everybody, including the OG founder and owner of Nintendo over in Japan. Dumb hooker. I've spoken with the entire company as a whole.
Well, I guess we couldn't end this one with a little bit of honesty from the Goblin because once again lying about contacting all these people from Nintendo. Like, it makes a difference if you contact the head of the American branch or the head of the Japanese branch, you know, the OG guy. I don't really think Cyrax has any idea how any of that works, and obviously there would be, you know, no direct line for him to contact the CEO of these companies. Absolutely regarded thinking there. But that's pretty much all that there is right now around Cyrax and his deep and strange obsession with JohnJohn. Now, JohnJohn has a lot of great content right now, been getting a lot of good rage outs, and we're going to cover that in the next little bit here. But again, again, as I said, this video was originally an hour and a half long, but since YouTube continuously has been hitting me with a bunch of BS recently, instead of having that whole video potentially get taken down, I cut it into 3 different ones so we could somewhat salvage it in case they decided to do some weird shit again. Thank you guys so much for the support. I missed y'all and I appreciate y'all, and I'm glad to be back in the fray here. Be sure to throw down your comments about the recent Raxenings. I'd love to get all your updates and all your thoughts. Be sure to hit that like button as it helps this video a ton. Subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you soon.
No, I didn't forget the bedbug jug, I'm waiting for it. Bedbug jug, bedbug jug, bedbug jug, bedbug jug. I'ma need that shit. Run me that shit.